I just spent the weekend here in Marbella on a Bucks weekend, or a stag do if you're watching this in the UK. And if you know anything about these things, they are weekends made for losing control, getting loose, getting drunk. And I literally had one drink. I went to gym every day. I hit 20,000 steps a day. I stuck to my morning routine. And you know what? I still had a great time with everyone. And the discipline that I showed this weekend, it doesn't feel hard. It doesn't feel difficult. Because when you see what discipline actually unlocks in your life, it becomes addictive. It becomes something that you can't live without and you don't want to live without. The weekend just gone at a Bucks for one of my good mates who I met about 10 years ago while traveling. And as you can imagine, or if you've ever been on a Bucks, everyone's hammered. Everyone's eating burgers, they're eating pizza, they're out late, they're getting maybe 1 or 2 hours of sleep every night, and they're feeling like rubbish. And here I am, waking up early, hitting my steps, going to the gym, making sure I'm drinking enough water, hitting my calories every single day, and just feeling sharp as a tack and feeling amazing. And the funny thing is that you might not even believe, if you've never experienced it, it wasn't difficult. Pretty much the whole time, all I could think about was getting up early, hitting my routine, and doing all the things that I just mentioned. Because I know that being disciplined is just a non-negotiable for me. It's the reason why I'm here. I used to be a tradie. I was a tradie for 16 years. During that time, I was overweight. I was drinking every weekend. I was eating shit food. I had not a shroud of discipline in my life. And what do you know? I was depressed. I was trying to escape the tools the whole time, pretty much 10 plus years. And I could never achieve anything. I could never make anything good stick in my life. This was because I had no discipline at all. I would give in to the dopamine food. I would scroll way too much. I'd binge eat and binge drink. I'd never stick to anything. I'd never choose the hard thing in the moment. I always chose the easy way out. So when I get faced with a weekend like this that I didn't really want to miss, didn't want to let my mate down, I don't just come here and just throw everything out the window, because discipline got me here. I'm an online coach. I have location freedom. I feel high frequency. I feel amazing. I'm no longer depressed, which is a big one. So why would I come here and just throw all that away? Discipline has changed my life. It's as simple as that. Discipline is the price that you must pay for freedom. And I guarantee that you probably hear the word discipline and you think it's extremely difficult, which it is hard at the start. At the start, when you're so used to your old ways and your old identity and your old behaviors of just taking the easy road and quitting when things get hard, discipline is difficult at the start. And there's a few ways that you can help yourself out at the start if you want to get in shape, if you want to build a business. The biggest cheat code for me at the start of my journey, when I really lacked discipline, was getting external accountability, getting a coach, getting a mentor, getting someone to hold you accountable when discipline is difficult. And you don't need a coach forever. But the thing is, and the beauty about accountability is, it's so much harder to cheat on your diet. It's so much harder to skip a workout when you know you've got a check-in coming up, when you know that you're paying. You're actually holding yourself accountable by paying. This is the on-ramp to discipline. If you can't discipline yourself at the start, you need someone else to discipline you. It's just as simple as that. And this can get you going. And then you'll see in the first 2-3 weeks of sticking to your word and keeping promises to yourself, you start to feel unbelievable, especially if you've never done this in the past. This was the case for me. I got a coach. The first 2-3 weeks were hard, but I kept sticking to it because every time I'd go to the fridge, I'd think of my coach. I'd think that he's going to be angry. He's going to see the check-in. He's going to see the weight not dropping, and he's going to say, "What the fuck have you been doing?" So that was on my mind. And then 2 or 3 weeks in, no longer did I want to self-sabotage. I didn't want to eat shit anymore. I didn't want to drink anymore, because the mental benefits that I was getting just from sticking to my word and stacking daily wins and replacing bad habits with good daily habits, the feeling was addictive. It felt amazing, and I could feel my frequency raising. I could see my life changing. People were commenting on, how I was behaving, and they just were telling me, "Oh, Matt, you just seem different." Like my family was saying, "You seem really different. Like you seem good. You seem happy." And this was just because of all the stuff I was just speaking about. Yeah, discipline, stacking wins, and you start to trust yourself. You get a lot of self-trust back. You improve your self-image, because when you see yourself as the guy who's just all talk, he says he's going to start every Monday and then he quits. He says he's sticking to a diet, he sticks to it for 2 days and then he's binge eating on the couch. He says he's going to stop drinking, and then he has a hard week at work, he has a hard week on his business, and then he just crumbles and he's back at square one. When you see yourself as this guy, your self-image is broken, and it takes some work to rebuild that self-image, and that starts by stacking small daily wins. If you tell yourself you're going to hit 10,000 steps and you hit it, that's a tick. If you tell yourself you're going to stick to your macros all week and you do, that's another tick. If you tell yourself you're going to hit 4 workouts and you do, that's another tick. If you tell yourself you're going to go to bed at a certain time and wake up at a certain time, the same time every day, that's another tick. You've probably underestimated how crucial these things are to you feeling good as a man. But it really, when you boil it down, it really is this simple. Discipline will set you free, and it doesn't just have to mean location freedom like I've got now. Freedom comes in many forms. Freedom of the mind was the biggest one for me, which then unlocks everything else. When you're free from your own negative thoughts and your own limiting beliefs, that's what is going to unlock freedom in life. Because one of the hardest things to conquer is your mind. It can be a fucker of a thing. But when you just prove to yourself that you are the man that actually follows through with your word, and you're a man that is disciplined, it makes it a whole lot easier, and you can have control over your own mind. So I want to leave you with this. Discipline is the price that you must pay for freedom. But when you've paid the price for long enough, it stops becoming a price, and it actually becomes the thing that you can't live without. Let's go.